Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Launched in 1992, this is the Vacheron Constantin Historiques triple calendar, reference 47050. It's 36 millimeters in diameter in yellow gold. It's 9.9 millimeters thick and wonderfully compact, 41.5 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with an 18 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This watch harks back to vintage references like the 4240L, which is probably the closest historical analog to the model you see right here. Throwing it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the watch is traditionally sized, but it's not petite. 36 millimeters by the standard of the mid-20th century would have been a full-sized watch for a man. Today it's a wonderful unisex option, and you can see fitting as low as it does, it slides easily underneath the cuff. Also on my 16 centimeter wrist, you can see that the lugs come nowhere near the edge, so I've got plenty of clearance. I could wear this on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference. The strap is large rectangular scale alligator leather in black. It is a sheer cut side, a monotone stitch, calfskin on the bottom, and it is a Vacheron Constantin factory strap in outstanding condition. The watch has a matching pin buckle with the Maltese cross acting as the buckle. The Maltese cross is the symbol of Vacheron. And then we have a case that proves those malt-style lugs were not a product of the 21st century. They've been around for a long time, and the construction of this case is awesome. True welded lug construction with the lugs inserted into slots in the case flank, then welded on, and then all the gathered material from the welds is removed by hand before all of it was hand polished. A handcrafted case for a handcrafted watch. We have pusher adjusters for the calendar functions, a slightly countersunk, unsigned mid-century style crown, and then we have a multiply stepped bezel. You can see the bezel steps in from the case band, then it has a very short vertical segment, then a conical segment that's extremely shallow, and then there's a flange abutting the sapphire, and it is a sapphire. The dial is a sort of opaline or lightly frosted silver with quarter Arabic numerals, and it has applique dart style yellow gold hour indices with lovely Cambered Baton hands for the hours and minutes, and by that I mean there's a loft from side to side. They have 3 dimensions, not just length and width, but also some height. There is a blue-printed scale for the date and a blue lunette-style radial date indicator. We have a crescent-style moonphase, and it is a triple calendar. We have the day, the date, and the month. Turn it all over, and you can see that this watch was made between 1992 and roughly the first half of 1995, and you know that because it has the old Helvetic head, the head of the woman with the assay office that actually stamped this, and this one says G, so this would have been done in Geneva, which is exactly what you expect. Solid case back adds a little bit of weight to a watch like this compared to a modern display case back, also makes it thinner. Historically, these watches back in the 40s and 50s would have been powered by Lecoultre calibers, and so it is today. This watch uses Vacheron caliber 1126, which is based on the Jaeger-LeCoultre 889 bidirectional winding automatic. It has a 38 to 40 hour power reserve, though it does not have running seconds. It does have a stop seconds function that still works. It has the triple calendar module, a complication on top of the base, which is why if you look very carefully, you can see that these pusher adjusters are slightly higher than the center axis of the crown. It beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. All of this pivots on 36 joules. It is adjusted in 5 positions. It is a thin, fine, and largely hand-finished high horology automatic movement protected down to 30 meters inside of this case. And if you look closely, you can see a sign of the times. We have a Sigma dial, so those little a priori marks originally created in the 70s. A Swiss precious metals trade group wanted watchmakers to put a little stamp on the dial to recognize the use of solid gold hands and indices, or even solid gold dials. Well, here we've got the solid gold hands, indices, and numerals. And in the 1990s, Vacheron and Patek, among others, were still using those marks, but it was the sunset of this particular signage. A wonderful sign of how we were. A gentler era of watchmaking. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.